So today we're going to be doing a pizza tray bake using a Casillo Farina 00 pizza flour. This is the packet that was advertised on Amazon. As you can see, a very retro looking packet. But this is the actual packet they ended up with. Anyhow, on with the recipe. So 20 grams of salt with the 1 kilogram of flour. Make sure we put it all in and give it a really good mix together. So once it's mixed, we're going to use a 60% hydration with a little bit of oil and yeast. Mix those together and then add them to the flour. Mix around with a fork, make sure it all combines together nicely. And once that's done, we'll be ready for tipping this out. So a little bit of flour in. Make sure we get all the flour out of the bowl, and then it'll be ready for a really good mix and knead. So one thing I noticed with this flour is it was very forgiving. It was only 60% hydration, of course, but I think it could have probably took some more. Probably could have also 70% on this particular one. So as you see, it doesn't stick much to the board. You can use a folding technique or use a heel of your palms, rolling it around, and it'll start to now come into a big mass ball. Use a floured mixing bowl, pop the big lump of dough in there, place it in, and then the next thing we'll do is just add a little bit of extra flour just to make sure that if it does reach the top, that it doesn't stick to anything. And then on with the shower cap. I use shower caps for this. It's so much more environmentally friendly than using cling film. So after 4 hours, this is how it looked. And then after 16 hours, this is how it looked. So all at room temperature on this one. No refrigeration at all. So, following day, and we'll bring out now the dough out of the bowl. Look at all those strands, looking fantastic. So we'll just bring the rest out. Now, I've cut a piece off there, and I'm going to add 20 grams of garlic butter. And then we're going to knead the butter into the dough. And this gives it a lovely flavour when it's in that, when we make the tray bake. So again, it was very forgiving. Cover it for half an hour or so, then half an hour later it's ready to go. It's nice and relaxed again, and we'll put it in the tray. So a floured tray to start off with. Make sure that you use the flat of your hand for pushing it out. You need to leave a centimetre or so gap between the dough and the edges of the tin, and then once it's done, cover it with cling film. No shower cap for this one, unfortunately. I don't think no one has a head that big. So after four hours, here you go, that's what the base looks like. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some smoked cheddar cheese for the edges. There is a recording that I did previously, if you want to see that. If you look in the description and stuff, you'll see the links to that video. But look at that, that's a fantastic piece of cheddar. That was a mild Pilgrim's Choice cheddar that's smoked for about 6 hours. And the flavours are absolutely fantastic. So I'm hoping that this will really penetrate in that when the cheese goes all crispy. Other ingredients: pepperoni, buffalo mozzarella, grated cheddar, and some lumps of mozzarella as well. So next job is just to make sure that the base is up to the edges. And then I'm going to put that smoky cheese round the edge, making sure I've got plenty on there. I think the secret with this recipe is if you're not sure, just add more cheese. I think that's the easiest thing to remember. So put plenty of cheese on all the way around the edges. And the next thing I'll put on now is the buffalo mozzarella. So put some slabs of that on. As I say, plenty of cheese. On with the grated mozzarella. And a bit of pepperoni now. Just pop those on, making sure they're all nice and even, so when we slice this up, there's always a piece of pepperoni on each slice at least. Now we're going with some jalapenos. I like jalapenos on pizza, I've got to say, and it does offer it just a little bit of heat as well. Lumps of cheddar, just put those on, just normal cheddar for this one, and then just the final sprinkles of some more grated mozzarella and maybe some more cheddar lumps. Next on with the sauce, I've got a recipe for that. Again, that'll be look for the links in the description. So I'll put that on, make sure it's got a generous coating all the way over. Once that's on, looks ready to go. So the Roccbox, 400 degrees, no flame for 4 minutes each side. So we pop that in, the residual heat does enough to bake. Then once you've done the 8 minutes for each side, it's back in with the flame for 4 minutes on each side, just on the low flame. Starting to look really, really nice. And then turn it up, and then we have a final 4-minute blast with the high flame. And here you go, it's with the high flame on now. You can see it's really starting now to just brown off nicely. So after that, take it out of the oven, and this is like the finished product whilst it's still actually in the tin. So we need to now let it rest for a good 5 minutes or so. So once it's rested, take it out. You can use a spatula or something like that to get it out with. Now what I noticed here when I was slicing this up is it was really, really lovely and crispy, but so soft as well. The dough was really, really soft. The bread, it was almost like a sponge. It was really, really nice. So not the big air bubbles like you would get in a Neapolitan pizza. So here we go. Cut through that. And then just the final cuts. And as I say, it was really, really crisp. The edges, that smoky cheese. So here's the final product with it sliced. Just a quick tour around there with the camera. And as you can see there, look, it's really, really soft. It's really nice, a nice bread base. Really, really nice. So if you like that, it tasted fantastic. And as for the flour, yes, definitely would recommend. Could take plenty more hydration. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.